and it just sort of looked like a fish opening and closing his mouth.
He smiled and laughed at us and then went to sleep. So all you people that think that these drugs are bad, well, the hell with you guys.
It took 2 hours and 15 injections with execution drugs to put murderer Joseph Wood to death back in 2014. A legal settlement after the botched execution forced the state to stop carrying out the death penalty. Now, 7 years later, the state is on the brink of restarting the death chamber. And documents obtained by Guardian.com show the Arizona Department of Corrections has been preparing a new option for death row inmates, a lethal cyanide-based gas similar to what the Nazis used at Auschwitz. We turn to reporter Jimmy Jenkins of KJZZ whenever there's an important story in our prison system, and this is certainly one of those times. Welcome back to Square Off, Jimmy.
Thanks for having me, Bram.
Let's start with the big picture I kind of left off there. Why are executions resuming now after this 7-year hiatus?
Well, it seems like states like Arizona were emboldened after the Trump administration successfully went through with federal executions in 2020. The method of execution was a single drug dose of pentobarbital. And so after states saw the federal government was successful doing that, Arizona announced that they were going to go after that same drug. So the state says it has acquired lethal injection drugs it needs. It can get them in the form it needs them in. And now, of course, we find out from this reporting from The Guardian that they have also so-called refurbished or retrofitted the gas chamber.
And we'll get to the gas chamber in a minute. And when you say Arizona, the people you're really talking about are Attorney General Mark Brnovich. He's pushed for this. And Governor Doug Ducey has signed off on restarting executions, correct?
Attorney General Brnovich has made no secret that he has been, in his words, pursuing justice for the victims of these people that have been convicted. He's been aggressively, he'll put the letter out publicly that he would send to the governor saying that, we need to get going with these executions. That's been going on for almost a year now. So yes, those three departments are the ones that are orchestrating all this.
And The Guardian published documents that show the Department of Corrections has been refurbishing, renovating the gas chamber at a prison in Florence. It hasn't been used in more than 20 years. Why would DOC bring back the gas chamber?
Well, that is because in 1992, there was the execution of Don Harding, which witnesses described as really gruesome. It was a lethal gas execution, lasted more than 10 minutes. After that, Arizona voters actually voted to move Arizona from gas executions to lethal injection. But in the law, it says that if you were convicted of your crime before that change took place, then you have the choice of being executed by lethal gas or by lethal injection. And so this means that the Department of Corrections had to be able to offer this choice as well, which means, being ready to use the gas chamber if they needed to.
And here's the part that has drawn the international backlash. These documents obtained by The Guardian show that the state has bought the chemicals to make hydrogen cyanide that is similar to the notorious Zyklon B used by the Nazis to kill more than millions in death chambers during World War II, the vast majority of them Jews. I want to just read a quote from the executive vice president of the International Auschwitz Committee who told the New York Times, "For Auschwitz survivors, this is a disgraceful act that is unworthy of any democracy and moreover insults the victims of the Holocaust." Why would the state be using this gas in particular? Do you have any insight on that?
Well, Zyklon B was the name of a pesticide invented in Germany that was made with hydrogen cyanide. And what we know is that the department has obtained the chemicals necessary to make a cyanide gas. And I believe in the department's case, they have obtained potassium cyanide. One of the attorneys for Frank Atwood, one of the death row inmates who's been submitted, they're trying to move forward with his execution. They actually noted that the Department of Corrections internal protocols call for sodium cyanide. So he's questioning whether they've even obtained the right chemical. But the point here is that they are trying to obtain the chemicals to make a cyanide gas. And a cyanide gas is what was used in those gas chambers. Zyklon B is what was known as the trade name for that pesticide.
Right. And so let's end with what the governor is saying, the attorney general is saying, DOC is saying about this revival of the gas chamber.
The exact quote from the Department of Corrections is they're prepared to fulfill their constitutional obligations, carry out court orders, and deliver justice to the victims' families. So we are to assume that means that they have the lethal injection drugs they need, they have the gas, chemicals, precursors that they need, and all the facilities are prepared and ready. And so now we're going to have to see if the Supreme Court approves death warrants for the two people that the Attorney General has asked for. And if that happens, the Department of Corrections will have 35 days to then act on those warrants. So that means, Bram, that we could see executions as early as this fall.
As early as this fall. All right, Jimmy Jenkins, thanks so much for joining us. I don't think we've heard the last word on this.
I think you're right, Bram.
You can see all of our Sunday Square Off coverage on our YouTube channel. Go to 12news.com/YouTube. That's our show for this week. Thanks very much to all of our guests, and thank you so much for joining us. Be well, be safe, and we'll see you back here next weekend for another round of Sunday Square Off.